What is going on, YouTube people? Neocards and Comics here. Today, we are going to discuss just buy cool shit. Simple as that. That is my loose strat. It really has been for a while. But that's kind of where my headspace is at right now. I want cards that check a few boxes. And this is why I don't buy a lot of stuff at shows. I'm very picky. I want it to be something, and this is to buy to hold, buy to flip. I kind of want to approach this from multiple angles. When I buy a sports card specifically, we're going to couch this in sports cards. I want it to be something that I'm okay, air quote, being stuck with. I want it to be something that an end user would want. We've talked about that a lot lately on the channel. I want, if I'm buying a card to potentially sell, I want to be in the business of cards that have an end user in mind, not just something that a repacker is looking for, or that you're on the whims of, does the silver prism go up and down? That being said, I would also like the card to have some appeal to the repacker dealer market. I want to have a little bit of sex appeal to it. So I have multiple angles to exit out of the card. It could have a true collector end goal, but it's something that would also appeal to the local repacker walking around. Now, that's a narrow window. Not everything's going to fit that. You know, I could buy silver prisms and Topps chrome refractors till my eyes bleed, but do those really have an end user in mind? In some cases they do, but the population counts are so high. And back to rule one. I think that's what, rule one, buy cool shit. Sorry, I know I don't swear very often on these videos, but you can deal with it for this one. And this leads me around to the recent Fort Wayne card show. If you saw my video on that, and you saw Triple Crown, JT's video on it, I picked up this bad boy. This is from the just released Allen and Ginter. It is the lineup card 1 of 1 with an auto. There's an auto and a non-auto version of this card. And what it has in it is a piece of the lineup card. Now, it's game used, but you don't know what game that it's from. But Triple Crown pulled this product had just come out like a couple days before that show. He hid it in a box. He showed it to me. And I've had this happen to me before. He showed me the card. He's like, oh, check out what I pulled. We were actually talking for about probably a good solid 5 minutes before he even showed me the card. And he showed it to me, and I looked at it, and I saw him on social from the Topps marketing account and stuff. So I knew what they were. But I just looked at it, and I'm like, man, that is, and this is not the first time that this has been done. I think I did this in Gypsy Queen, but they haven't done it a ton. It's not overplayed to this point. And there was just something about it. The fact that the manager kind of scribbled in on the lineup card. I don't know. Just something spoke to me. And every once in a while, not every show that I go to, but on occasion, and I'm sure you've all been there before, you're walking the show floor, and you may have gone in there with a plan, with certain things that you're looking for or whatever, and you just see a card in a case, someone shows you something, whatever it is, and you cannot get that card out of your head. I had one a while back. I can think of one, the Bobby Witt, Julio Rodriguez Topps Now dual auto that I have. Someone had that in their Zion case. They weren't set up as a dealer. They were showing it to a dealer, but he didn't want to move it because the comps were kind of low on it. And I could not get that card out of my head. I ended up tracking one down and purchased one on eBay shortly after that show. But in this case, we talked about it. I looked at it. I held the card. I flipped it over. I did the whole thing. I handed it back to him. He got busy, went to help other customers. I stepped away from the table, and all I kept thinking about was that card. And I'd asked him, I said, where are you at on it? Because there's no comps yet. It's literally a day after the release. And he's like, I got 500 on it, but he's like, I have no idea if that's right. So I looked it up on eBay. You know, obviously there were no sales of the 101 lineup cards yet. So what I did was I looked at other Vlad 101s. And they seem to range a base generic auto from some random product with no attached memorabilia, just a 101 auto from, you know, Topps Cosmic, whatever, you know, insert random low end Topps product here. We're going for like $300, give or take. 250. Some of his nicer 101s, like I saw some laundry tags from various products, stuff like that. We're going for like $500-600, 450, just kind of depended on the product. But generally speaking, kind of in that range. And then he had some like $1,000 plus ones in there. So I was thinking, I was like, well, 500 seems like a fair starting number based off that's actually probably a pretty solid deal. So I waited for him to free up again, and I actually went back to the table, and in my mind I said, I'm gonna make a run at it. And I had the price that I wanted to be at was $400. I figured $400 is a absolute floor value for this card, because like I said, we are both working in the unknown. We have no comps on this card. We're just flying blindly. But I knew that his low-end 101 autos went for $250 to $300. And I didn't think that this was going to be a low-end auto because it has the lineup card in it. But I figured that was my floor value. I felt pretty good getting in at 400. And here's the other thing, and this is, you know, one of the things that I want to look for. I actually like Vlad. I like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I loved watching his dad play. I've liked watching Vlad since he came into the big leagues. So I asked him, I said, what's your, you know, are you firm? Like, I think I said, how firm are you at 500 was my question. I didn't ask for a number per se, because I don't want to do the whole, what's your best? So I just said, I said, how firm are you at 500, or some sort of parlance like that. And he actually has, Triple Crown has, JT as part of this negotiation on his YouTube channel. You can go check it out. He didn't have the whole thing, but he caught part of it. And he said nothing. He pulled the Dustin blank stare, and I could see the mental math going on. So I had posed a question to him. Ball was kind of in his court, and it was probably only like 10 seconds. It felt like a full minute went by without him saying anything. And I just said, would you do 400? Because like I said, that was kind of the number I had in mind. I said, would you do 400? And, you know, maybe it caught him off guard a little bit. I don't know. He then thought about that for a few seconds, said nothing, and did the classic extend the hand shake. So deal done, $400. I have the Vlad 101 lineup card. Now, what has happened since? A Jose Altuve sold at auction 3 or 4 days after the show for $875. So now I feel like I got a good deal on the card. If a Jose Altuve is doing $875, I feel like the Vlad is somewhere in that range. Now, you could debate whether it's higher or lower. I've seen people make cases for both. It probably is just going to kind of depend. But it at least it's well above the $400 range. I probably got it at a steal of a price at that. But like I said, that's the information we were working with. That's what we went with at the time. So part of the reason why I'm recording this video now, and I have no idea when this is going to go up. I'm recording this on Friday evening on November the 8th. I have my local show tomorrow. I'm going to take this with me. I don't have intentions to just straight flip this. I'm not saying that I won't, but to put it in the more easier terms, I don't have it listed on eBay. And I don't know that I plan on listing it on eBay anytime soon, but I will carry it in my case. So if a dealer looks at it and really sees it, or this could be potentially a really good trade chip towards something else. Because a lot of people are going to like this card. Repackers would love this card. This would be an amazing hit in a repack. Also, the fact that it's brand new, I think the prices are probably a little inflated because it's the newest kid on the block. It's the newest shtick. People are looking for them. People are hunting for them. But in addition to those folks wanting it, any Vlad super collector or hardcore Vlad fan is going to want something like this in their collection as well. And it's a 101. Now, I'm not saying I'm only buying 101s going forward or numbered to 5s or anything like that. But I just want to focus on cards that appeal to both sides of the aisle. It's easy to find stuff that repackers want. It's a little trickier to find stuff that end users are at least interested in. And that's kind of where I want to shift my focus a little bit. Now, that probably means I'm going to be flipping less cards. It's not like I flip a ton now, but it's going to make it more difficult, in my opinion. But that's okay. But that's kind of where I'm at with this. That was kind of my thought process on picking this up, because on face value, it kind of seems like a random pickup. Like a Vlad Guerrero Jr. 101. Okay, that's kind of weird. But there is a method to my madness on this. One, I thought the price was pretty strong. Two, I think the card has broad appeal to it. And these are the sorts of things that I want to look for going forward. So, hope this little discussion was helpful for you all today. As always, curious for your thoughts and comments down below. We will catch you boys and girls on the next one. Peace.